Good morning, guys. It's officially week 3. Let's get started.
All right, we are on day 15, and my TikTok was all about these Turkish eggs and egg boils. So I'm going to give it a try. My mouth has been watering just thinking about it. Lots of people eat it for breakfast, but I'm kind of making a mishmash of the two. So I'm going to be using the rest of this yogurt probably. I only have about I'd say a third of the container. I'm not sure how much of it I'm actually going to end up using, but probably if I don't end up using all of it, at least half of it, and then the other half can be for tomorrow. I'm going to be boiling up 6 eggs, because if I'm going to be boiling up 3, I'm going to be boiling up 6. These onions, those peppers, just for added flavor. The rest of these imitation crab legs, we had these on pizza a couple of days ago, and I need to use them up, so they're getting thrown in here. I've got some unsalted basil. I don't normally buy basil. I got this on sale a while ago. I had a 50-cent coupon. It was just over $3 for it. It was pre-portioned, and it was convenient. So I have half a stick here, garlic powder, Old Bay, parsley, and paprika, along with a lemon. I'm just going to wing it. I don't have the lemon pepper seasoning and a lot of other seasoning that people have to put in here. I think it'll still turn out fine. So you're meant to have fresh garlic in here, and I just didn't take any out of the freezer, so I'm just going to do garlic powder and a little parsley. I'm not the biggest fan of dill, so I'm not going to do the dill in here. And let that sit and rehydrate the garlic. Also, I only used about half of the yogurt that was there, and I'm only going to be using 1 onion after all. But I will keep I'll use about half of these green peppers. My daughter just woke up, and I'm going to make her some oat cake. So I found this in my cupboard. This is some blended oats with baking soda, baking powder, and a little bit of salt and a tiny bit of sugar. So I'm going to add just a little bit of the cinnamon sugar that I have left over as well, and some vanilla. I just tasted this, and I think it needs a little more kick, so I'm going to add some crushed red pepper. Also added in a little bit of this celery salt and just regular black pepper. Lunchtime, and it's going to be extremely simple today. My daughter is having just some plain white rice with a little slice of cheese. And I'm going to be finishing these. There isn't that much in there, but I'm not super hungry. So I'm going to be finishing this box of these Parmesan cheese crackers that my husband opened up a couple of nights ago. I'm going to start my prep for dinner. Basically, we're having chicken burgers, but we're going to be having them on biscuits. And I'm going to be making up some tartar sauce using just mayo and relish. And then I've got this broccoli that I've had in the fridge for too long. It's looking sad. I got this off of a flash food box. And then these peppers are also going to go with that. I feel like onion would be nice with this too. Might add an onion to this. The lettuce is literally just to go on the burger. And you guys are going to think I'm weird, but this is just the spices and the butter left over from that onion and seafood boil that I made this morning. It was absolutely divine and full of flavors. So I figured, you know what? We'll keep it since that's at least 2 to 3 tablespoons. It's just under 20 mLs of flavor, basically. don't even think you guys can see how bad it is.
I forgot them in the oven at 475, which, like, okay, my oven is not the best and it's broken and the gauge and all of that, but for 33 minutes they've been in the oven. Normally it's like 20 minutes tops. I have emergency buns in the freezer. We might have to use emergency buns and put them in the oven or something while the fish is cooking. Man, I mean, oh, that's crispy. Oh. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but.
Wow, now
The inside is still nice and fluffy. It's just the outside. Boo Boo, you want to share this? I want ice cream, so we're gonna make some in the Ninja Creamy. And instead of using heavy whipping cream, I'm actually gonna use sour cream. I don't know if it's something that they put in the sour cream, which is probably the carrageenan and the gorgum. It makes the texture so much better. The texture of the ice cream, okay, let's go to the taste first. The taste will be a little more of a cheesecakey taste, but the texture will stay soft after just a few seconds of being out. Even if I blend it a couple of times, like put it in the creamy a couple of times, and then I actually put it in the freezer, that afternoon, I can take it out like 3 or 4 hours later and grab myself a scoop, put it on an ice cream and everything. It is quite compatible to store-bought ice cream if you use sour cream instead, and it's not as expensive. And they go on sale a lot more often than heavy whipping cream. So I'm gonna do, last time I kind of eyeballed it. This time I'm going to do exactly what they say. So if they say 180 mLs of heavy whipping cream, I'm just gonna do 180 mLs of sour cream instead. And then we'll see how it turns out. I will update after I taste it. So that's it. These 2.5 flavors are going in the freezer for 8 to 12 hours. 24 hours is best, but it does work with just 8 to 12 hours. And then when we try these, I will let you guys know how they turned out. I'm calling this flavor Strawberry Tuxedo, and it better live up to what my brain thinks it'll be, because it's currently 1 a.m. and my daughter took a nap from 9:30 to 10:30 and decided that it's party time after. So I don't know when I'm going to bed. So this is my sanity.
That's not my foot.
It's not?
This is so good.
That's not my... No. That's a four-headed...
It's so good. We're currently watching Little Bear.
I'll clean you up.
I don't know if anybody knows it. I know in Canada most people know it, but I wonder if people who are not from Canada know it. the strawberry in here. It's so nice. And you really do taste that it's like a mild chocolate. This might be a new favorite, guys. Okay. Before I get like too deep into this, I'm happy I added more cocoa. I went through my list for February. I started doing my meal plan. And I had one for January. We loosely followed January. More than likely we'll loosely follow February. But I'm already missing a lot of things. Like we need flour. Cream cheese would be nice. Shrimp would be fantastic. Chicken bouillon cubes. I only have 2 left. I have some beef bouillon cubes, but we prefer the chicken. I need Dawn Power Wash, mayo, conditioner. I'm out of conditioner, and we are running out of mayo. And in this house, we are a mayo family. It's not even a drill, guys. It is an emergency. Okay. My garlic stash in the freezer is very low, crazy low. And I'm running out of relish. And for the amount of fish that we have in this house, we need tartar sauce. So those are the things that I have no idea how I'm going to make it happen on such a tight budget. Plus, wait a minute. I know I said we weren't going to shop, but, and these look really green on camera, but my daughter wasn't eating the apples anymore, and I feel like a bad parent if she doesn't have a fruit at least every day, multiple times a day, at least a minimum of 2 times a day. So I found a toonie in my house and I sent my husband out to go get $2 worth of bananas. Okay, sorry. She wanted a banana. She saw me holding them and she started asking for them. So yeah. So I'm going to be also deducting that $2 off of our next shop. Fantastic. I still can't get over how much I like this. All right, this morning I am alone. My daughter is still sleeping. So I'm going to take this chance to make myself an omelet with the rest of these mushrooms. I've never had an omelet with mushrooms, but I got a comment saying to give it a try, and I was intrigued by it, so we're going to try that out. I'm going to use these diced vegetables. I feel like garlic powder would be nice in this too. Salt and pepper, of course. Butter. I can't believe how long this butter is lasting. And then my eggs, a little piece of cheese, and buns that really need to get used up at this point. I actually changed my mind and I put cream cheese because I feel like cream cheese and mushroom would be really nice. So I'm going to fold this over. We're just going to let that melt. So I'm not going to be winning any awards with this sandwich. It's so ugly. I'm so sorry. But you do see the cream cheese is peeking out. And I found a lonely little grapefruit in the fridge. This is a flash food grapefruit. And it was the only one that I got. Usually in the wintertime we get more of them. I don't know. I guess it's a good year for grapefruit. And I'm just going to have this. And I have leftovers for either lunch or breakfast tomorrow, which is kind of nice. For lunch, I'm just going to reheat these beans that I made for Sunday. So you guys won't have seen me making these, but Sunday for dinner I did have rice and beans. And I'm just going to top it with some sour cream. This little bit that's left. Some Frank's Red, and then still working on these chips. Still working on these. So, just gonna microwave this. My daughter's currently having the leftover rice along with some cheese that was going with these beans.
And then I just made up this bowl. I left both spoons because she tends to steal my spoon. And I left half of it without hot sauce and the other half with, so that if she ends up having some of it, it's not spicy. And she's having a half a banana. We are getting ready to make some cookies because I want to use these up. We've had these, I'm ashamed to say, since October. We hate Whoppers in this house, but I'm thinking maybe if I put them in cookie shape, they might be a little more edible to us. So I got this recipe from breaddad.com, and it's the no butter cookie chocolate chip recipe. It is the best cookie recipe I have ever had in my life. All my ingredients, I am running out of flour. I'm really sad about that, but this will be a nice dessert for our family. Okay, gonna start on dinner. We're just going to boil up some cauliflower with some garlic powder and probably a sauteed onion. And we are going to make a cauliflower sauce to go over some spaghetti and leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. For the cheesy element, I'm debating between this Parmesan and this nutritional yeast. I might do a combo of both. But this one's not open yet, and this was a substitute that I just got a few weeks ago, like not very long ago. But I've been working on this nutritional yeast. It was full. I've been working on this nutritional yeast for nearly 2 years. So there's that. And then there's the garlic powder, parsley, and Maggi cubes for just added flavor. So let's get started, and we're just gonna wing it. This is after just one spin. I'm telling you, the sour cream does something. Breakfast on day 17. I'm going to be finishing up that omelet sandwich from yesterday. I've got a mango. This is the rest of the apple cinnamon pancakes from over the weekend. And then a banana for my daughter, mango for my daughter, and some pancakes for her as well. For lunch, we're just going to have some leftovers from yesterday, and then the rest of these fish burgers that were left over from the day before, and that bun will go along with the fish burgers. So lunch is literally just finishing up what we already have. Dinner tonight is going to be burrito bowls. I already took out some cheese from the freezer last night, and I took out some ground chicken last night. So that cheese was about $2. Well, was $2. This was about $2.05 for one of these. And then I've got onions from Flash Food. Some of the end of my peppers. I only have one pepper left from my Flash Food. Some onion that I pickled this morning, also from Flash Food. I'm gonna finish up the sour cream. There's really not much in there, but there's just enough for me to have on my bowl. We're gonna use up this lettuce. This is the whole reason behind burrito bowls tonight, to be honest. Oh, and these beans I completely forgot about. These beans are from over the weekend on Sunday. I didn't show it because you guys have already seen that on my channel, and I take Sundays off. So I had these beans that are left over. So we're just going to microwave those and add them to the bowls as well. And then I'm going to make some jasmine rice because right now we're all on a jasmine rice kick. Also going to try to finish this Italian, creamy Italian that I made up a couple of nights ago. And my husband is probably going to add a little bit more mayo. For our meat, I'm going to be using smoked paprika, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and that is it. So I will show you guys what it looks like at the end. I have a fire roaring, so I'm going to go ahead and put my apples on here while I have my coffee. I added a splash of water at the bottom, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm just gonna let this simmer while I drink my coffee, and then we're gonna make oatmeal. Alright, so breakfast is about to be served. This has been on the stovetop for about 45 minutes now. And I have my serving of oatmeal. It's just regular quick oats. And I'm going to add a little brown sugar to the oatmeal itself because I didn't sweeten the apples. I have been tasting them as they cook down and they're a little tart. So I think that the brown sugar will come and balance that. And all I'm using is just water from the kettle. And look at this. I finally got my package from my sister last night. We do this thing in my house. It's called Mana's box because my sister's name is Savannah, but her name is Mana. And she sends me all of these cute little treats every month, and then I send her one the next month. So we do a back and forth where we send each other stuff, and it's just like a little, I don't know, I miss you box. But because it was my birthday, she kind of went heavy on the candy and sweets, and I absolutely love her for it. And she got me all of this amazing tea. Look at this humble tea. I've never seen this, but it's in a mason jar, and she knows I love mason jars. And it's 100% recyclable, biodegradable. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. I can't wait to taste it. It's Earl Grey tea, which is one of my favorite teas. So there's that. She got me these chocolate oranges, which we already tested all of these with her last night on FaceTime. She got us these. These are the best ones. Out of all of the ones that she sent, these are so good. Actually, these are the best ones. They're so, so good. They taste like gummy bears from when I was a kid. Not gummy bears, peach rings from when I was a kid. These are my husband's favorite. And then these ones we don't like. That green flavor, that treat is not good. But my daughter did like the candy canes that were in here. And then these are so, so good. We've never seen these. We never tried them. They were so amazing. And then these were just so unique. So they're delicious. Great if you're feeling like a little cold coming on, I feel. Yeah. But really delicious. Very mild ginger taste. Really great. Anyways, so my daughter just woke up. So we're gonna finally have breakfast. I'm gonna make her her portion, and we're gonna go ahead and go enjoy that. All right, so this is what it's looking like. That's just milk on mine. I don't like my milk mixed in. I like to have it more like a porridge. And then my daughter's, I obviously mixed in her milk. And I'm just gonna have a little serving right here of these nuts that were in the fridge. We are going to try and make some fruit leather using, oh goodness, using this applesauce. It's still in date. I haven't checked this one. Yeah, that one is too. My daughter does not like these, but maybe she'll like them in fruit leather. And if she does, that would be a major bonus. I'm going to use up some of these cherries that I found in the freezer. I got these at Costco, I believe. And the first time that I made a smoothie with them, I got a pith out of them. And I haven't touched the bag since. I was just so insulted that I had to waste a whole smoothie that I just haven't touched it since. So I'm going to be checking them one by one. Let's take a couple minutes for confessions. I have gone shopping again. Actually, I sent my husband. We were supposed to get 4 items. Our Walmart was out of so many things. And the Walmart on the north side was even out of a lot of things that they said that they had online on the online app. So we had to make some changes and some cuts. So, our total was $13.65, which isn't bad. We only had 44 cents of tax. And we got the main essentials that we needed. I know that I had said I wasn't going to shop until the 5th of February. Today is the 29th. But I wasn't going to be able to make it. These 2 items in our house, actually 3 items in our house, are essentials. Now, let's start with the flour. I only had this much flour left, and there's actually a measuring cup in there, so I only have about a cup of flour left. Now, I do a lot of home baking. We make our own brownies, we make our own biscuits, we make our own homemade bread sometimes. I haven't done any homemade bread on this challenge, but I also was hoping to get some tortillas in, try again. And I can't do that with only 1 cup of flour. And my husband was already close to town, so I asked him if he could run in to town and grab us the items that we needed. So we have now officially extended our no shopping till the 12th of February, which is fine. I have no issue with that. I hope you guys don't have an issue with it either. It's what we absolutely needed. Mayo wise, because I make so many of my own sauces and I don't have any sauces on hand, except for like sriracha and Frank's, this is the only mayo I had to last me until the 5th.
I was hoping to get a regular size mayo, and they didn't have any at either one of our Walmarts. So my husband got the next best thing, which was this one. It was actually the cheapest one per ml. It was actually the cheapest one per ml that they had available in store. So that's the one that we went with. And I have extremely long hair. I needed conditioner really bad. And I was able to get conditioner, and this bottle of conditioner will last me probably the next 3 months, to be honest. I don't use very much conditioner. I only use it to brush out my hair, and that is about it. So this conditioner will last me a very long time. So, the flour was $4.28. We actually went to the name brand, just regular flour. Normally I get the organic flour, but the organic flour is $5.77, and that did not fit in the allowed budget that was left. So there you go. Then I have the mayo. That was $5.97. The regular tub of mayo was only $3.67 because of the stinking squeeze top. It's more expensive, but it was literally all they had available. And the conditioner was $2.96. So I also wanted relish. That's gonna have to wait till after. We're probably gonna go shopping around the 14th, 15th. I'm thinking the 15th, in hopes that I can get some clearance items from Valentine's Day. So this was my haul up until probably the 15th. And I don't know, I didn't like it. For lunch, I'm just gonna be making butter noodles, honestly, with a little bit of cheese on the side. So my daughter has this little nub of cheese left over, and I'm gonna take a little bit more out of the freezer for her. And then I have the provolone. She's not the biggest fan of the provolone, so we have saved this specific cheese for her, just so that I can be stretched out as long as possible. And we're just gonna have butter noodles, honestly. Garlic butter noodles and onion butter noodles. Garlic onion with this Bissell unsalted butter. So I'm also gonna use salt and pepper. We're gonna start prepping dinner, just because I have time for it. Now, this was a head of lettuce that came in my flash food box on my birthday. Today is the 29th. This was from, I'm scared, honestly. It's from the 20th that we picked it up. It's got a few spots on it. I hadn't noticed because it was like this in the fridge, and it looked fine. So I've been using up all the other things that were looking like they were going to go off faster, and now I'm really scared. Actually, it feels like it might have frozen. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to use this. My fridge is temperamental. We're going to finish up the rest of this yogurt and turn it into a ranch, along with some of the mayo. And I'm probably going to need to open the next mayo. And we're going to be using these chips. So we're going to be making nachos and topping it with a head of lettuce, basically. This is some leftover meat from last night. And the leftover peppers, we're just going to chop those up. Peppers and onions, we're going to chop those up and pop those on top as well. And we're probably going to use up the rest of the provolone. Yeah, so that head of lettuce was too far gone, and I still want vegetable on the side. So we're going to go ahead and peel off the first 2 layers of this and get it chopped up to be in a saute with just butter and salt and pepper. That's it. I wanted to give you guys an update on these before breakfast because I'm scared that I'm gonna forget. And the lighting honestly is kind of perfect right now. You guys are slowly sliding. Okay. This is a bad example. I did make them a little too thin, but that's okay. The taste makes up for it. And I haven't made these in quite literally ages. So if I were to make them more often, I'm sure I would get the thickness of them perfect. But they do peel off fairly well. They're good. They're just a little too thin. But that's okay. Didn't stop us from snacking on them last night. See, they come off perfect. Everybody likes them. My daughter was weirded out by them because I've never made these since she was alive. But we all love them. And it took 6 hours. Mostly because I forgot about them at the end because it just became part of the daily noise in the house. But also, there were a few little spots where I had made them a little thicker that were still sticky at the 5-hour mark. And I thought I was just going to give them 30 minutes. I gave them about an hour, maybe an hour and a quarter more by accident. So about 6 hours is what it took. For breakfast, we're actually going to be repurposing these popsicles that I made for my daughter. She's just not going through them as fast as she normally does, which is telling me that she's either bored of the flavor or they're not that great. And I know that they're pretty good because I've had some of them. So, and I've had the smoothies that were made to make these. So she's probably just bored of the strawberry flavor. I have been trying to use up the strawberry. That giant strawberry bag that I had in the freezer. So, yes.
For lunch today, we're just gonna make a bulldog and add some spinach. Just keep it real simple. Alright, so this is what ours is looking like. I added some cheese and some crackers for her, and I took it out before I added that spicy sauce. And then for myself, I added a little nub of cream cheese and obviously some of the spicy. And this is what we're having for lunch. She's already had like 7 other slices of cheese before, so I don't know how much of this she's actually gonna eat, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna turn the rest of the cabbage, this carrot, and that onion into a coleslaw to go as a side for probably the next 2 nights. I'm also gonna use a splash of vinegar, probably a tablespoon or so of sugar, some salt, and then some mayo. For dinner, we're just gonna have these 4 drumsticks, this rice, and since those drumsticks aren't quite enough for our family, since my daughter does eat 2 on her own, I'm also gonna take out these leftover shrimp from my birthday. Not sure how many of these we're gonna make. I'll have to ask my husband when he gets home. Also for the chicken and the rice, I'm just gonna throw both of those in the Instant Pot, and I'm probably gonna throw the chicken in the air fryer with the drumsticks once it's ready, just so that it gets a little crispy. today is day 20 of the challenge, and we're just gonna have peanut butter and jelly and a can of peaches. And my daughter is going to have some oatmeal, and she'll also have peaches available to her. And if she wants to try the peanut butter and jelly, I'm all for it. She didn't like it last time that we made it, but exposure is key, right? All right, tonight for dinner we are having these English style fillets. I'm gonna be deep frying some wedge fries, and then we're gonna have some of this coleslaw. Remember I had said that we needed more relish? Well, we found one in the cupboard. This is why we do these challenges. I'm so happy. And mayo to go along with the tartar sauce. And I will show you guys, since there's nothing too spectacular about this, I will show you what it looks like at the end. And we took out some cookies. These are the... what were they? I keep wanting to call them Maltesers. Whopper? Whopper cookies. Whopper? Anyways, they're like a Malteser, but not.